Hey, howdy, and a big welcome back to Clemhawks, folks. I'm Yak, ready to take you through today's edition of MLB. And yes, we are live. We are live for the Twins and Blue Jays game here on Clemhawks today. I'm excited to bring this one to you for coverage between the Twins and Blue Jays as we look forward to a good game. I'll go bring up the history here, but it was an interesting finish in extra innings last night as the Twins walked off the Blue Jays in dramatic fashion 6-5, and now they look forward to trying to claw that standing up even better yet tonight. As right, you look at it here, you see how it all wraps up. The Twins are 2 games ahead of the White Sox and Cleveland Guardians for first place in the AL Central. The Blue Jays chasing things down in the AL East as they are 10.5 games back. The Yankees 2 games up on the Rays. So you got to keep that in mind. But it was, of course, the Blue Jays beating the Twins on Thursday 9-3, and then the Twins beating the Blue Jays 6-5 um, on last night's game. Folks, quickly, let's go enjoy this. I don't know why notifications aren't going out here on Clemhawks recently. It's been one of those weird things, but we'll get it rolling and hopefully get it wrapping. As we'll see what ends up happening here as we are live with the Minnesota Twins and Blue Jays game here today. And hopefully we can crush things off, as it would be very interesting to see how everything works out today between the Blue Jays and Twins, as 1 game apiece each for both teams, and looking forward to trying to win a series as whoever the winner of this game is trying to do. So we'll see how it all ends up wrapping up, but hopefully, like I said, a good game here from both teams today. And hopefully we can enjoy some baseball live today, and we can really go out there and enjoy ourselves a great old or baseball game. I've been streaming hockey all day, but let's enjoy baseball. Why not? As Blue Jays and Twins have seen some home runs this weekend. Nick Gordon even hit a home run. I didn't know that. That's good for him. Like to see that, as he is a key piece so far this season of the Minnesota Twins. The Blue Jays turning some double plays. Yeah, that's what both of these teams do, is ground into double plays. And yeah, you know what? Home runs for the Blue Jays as well. They've had some home runs. Espinal's with one. Chapman's had one. And now you got to look forward to both teams trying to crush things here. Vladdy's had a couple this series that have been absolute moonshot lasers. And for Vladdy, he'd like to continue that today in Game 3 of the series against the Minnesota Twins. There's been some great defensive plays so far in this series as well. They've got all the best highlights. Rafael Tapia with the insane comeback blooper into center field, and the Twins bullpen would like to try and keep things going as well, try to get better and better as the game goes on. Romano blowing it, and yeah, the Blue Jays blowing the game last night as that ball got away from Danny Jansen at home plate, hard charge, and Nick Gordon wins it for him, so that's a big go. And now it's the Blue Jays and Twins, the battle of the good old circular logos right here today between these two good ball teams. So we'll see what ends up happening this afternoon, this evening, wherever you're tuning in from, folks. Welcome in, welcome aboard, and I hope you have yourself a great evening of ball here. Twins, Blue Jays, live in 5. Twins 56-50 on the season. The Blue Jays 59-47. And oh, you betcha, I am actually watching this ball game, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to sit down and watch 2 hockey games and a ball game in a day. That's a sports lover's dream. We'll see how it all shapes out for us today. It is Dan Schulman and Pat Tabler in the broadcast booth, live from Minneapolis. Or is it Minneapolis? Yeah, I think it's Minneapolis that the Twins play in. And well, Mitch White will get the start. He's .347 this season on the ERA, 46 innings pitched, and a .673 OPS for the opponents. And we'll have to see how this all shakes out. He's been a starter for the LA Dodgers at times this year. A very good breaking ball by the looks of that. And yeah, you know what? He gets some check swings on it too that get strikeouts, I guess you could say. So we'll see how it all shapes up for the LA Dodgers today. And he can throw the fastball by you too. So we'll see what happens here, as we'd like to see Mitch White have a great debut in Toronto. I believe this is his first Blue Jays start. So we'll see how it all pans out here for Minnesota Twins, and they've got, of course, Caleb Joseph and Jamie Campbell on the desk. Caleb Joseph, the YYZ backstop on Twitter. 2 minutes to go on this live stream so far. We'd like to see how things roll out here. Toronto Blue Jays, Minnesota Twins. Good MLB stuff today, as my team against Clem's team, and of course the Twins I'm pretty partial to as well, but we'll see how it all shakes out today as things roll out. So let's see what happens here, as we'll answer Clem quickly, see what happens. So here we go. You know what? We had a peak concurrent on the last live stream at 84. I think if we can top 15 on this stream, be pretty happy. As things have been pretty productive here on Clem Hawks in the past 4 to 6 hours. Things have been rolling along so far. And folks, we'd like to keep that rolling with today's live stream between the Blue Jays and Twins here if we could. So we'll see how it all pans out. But right now, we are rocking and rolling. Caleb Joseph, Whit Merrifield, 2 games with the Blue Jays, 400 batting average, 4 for 10, RBI, 2 runs, and 5 strikeouts. So that's not bad. You're getting on base 4 out of 10 times, and you're striking out half the time. Man, you are productive. It's either in play or you are going back to the bench, struck out every time. So that's a pretty good little decent go for Whit Merrifield, right? 5 strikeouts, that's dangerous. That's scary, but end of the day, too, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. So we'll see how it all hangs out. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Up last, the USA and Switzerland at the World Juniors pre-tournament. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see. Let's just keep it rolling, I guess. Let's just keep rolling and see what's happening. I see some folks joining the stream here. We're still waiting for this game to get underway. We're about 5 minutes away from first pitch. Welcome to everybody joining in here on the stream. Appreciate you being along. If you want to drop by the chat and let me know how's it going on, that'd be great to know. Let me know where you're tuning in from today, and let's discuss all about the Twins and Blue Jays as we get set for baseball today between the Twins and Blue Jays. 5:10 p.m., 6:10 Central start. And hopefully a good ball game here as well between these two clubs today. Looking for a series winner, let's say. See what we got going on here. Nothing happening there so far, so nothing on Twitter that we need to be aware of. Good old Vladdy Guerrero Jr. having a ton of fun in this series so far. And I'm going to just reply to Clem very quickly. We'll see what we can get going here, as we're just trying to communicate with Clem. Ron, you're tuning in from Idaho Falls, from Alberta down for the weekend in the USA. Well, Ron, appreciate you tuning in. Now, isn't that just some kind of weird combo of how this works? I'm from Alberta myself, tuning in from just south of Red Deer today, and of course, you know what? Streaming a this is a Twins channel. This is not a Blue Jays channel. This is a Twins channel, and I will be giving the Twins as much daylight as I possibly can on the stream, but this is a Twins channel, and we're trying to make our best broadcasting a Blue Jays game in between kind of deal. But Ron, appreciate you being along. Hopefully I can keep you up to date here as you're on vacation down in the weekend for the USA. I mean, that's not a bad time at all. I got to get down there at some point in the next year here and hopefully go see my man Clem in wherever he is from in the Midwest. We still haven't decided on where we're meeting, but we're going to figure out where we're going to meet and we're going to get it going, that's for sure. But yeah, folks, welcome aboard. If you're like Ron, let me know what your weekend's entailing, because my weekend's going to entail me going up to Edmonton, Alberta to pretty much start a weekend or week-long course in Edmonton while the World Juniors are on. And Ron, you're south of Lethbridge, so you got no problem. You got no problem going down to Idaho. That's a pretty easy get. Yeah, McGrath, that's a pretty easy get across the border in a weekend kind of thing. Us here just in the Red Deer area, it's kind of tough to get across the border as quick as you could from McGrath, that's for sure. Yeah, so anyway, Clem's still in. Alright, your subs, Clem. Your subs. Alright, anyway. We're closing in on game time here. We are 5:08. We're just on a commercial break, so I'm going to test this. Don't pain me for throwing an ad your way. I just want to test it, make sure it's working. It is. Let's see what we got. Blue Jays Central. We are just about ready for ball time. Everybody's showing up in their Twins gear here today. Looking to have a good time at the Ball of Diamonds. And hopefully a good week of ball here for sure, as it has been. Let's see what we can do. Dylan Bundy will go to the mound against Mitch White. 5.04 ERA, $1.29 whip for Dylan Bundy. 6.9 Ks per 9. He's been pretty good every time I've watched him so far this season. His ERA was absolutely ballooned, and now it's ballooned back up a little bit. But Mitch White's career, 3.0 ERA whip in 2020. For 46.2 innings in 2021 and 56 innings pitched in 2022 with the Dodgers, and it looks like he is going to get the interview with Hazel May today ahead of the ball game. He's wearing a pretty fancy looking Blue Jays hat with that metallic logo. Of course, here's the thing, right? I'm tuning in from Canada, so I'm watching on the Blue Jays broadcast, so that's where we're going to get a lot of Blue Jays news heavy first, but then we'll watch the game. And I'm a big fan of the Twins. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, Minnesota sports, what do we have? Well, Jesper Wallstedt, if you're a big-time World Juniors watcher, Jesper Wallstedt and, of course, Mr. Liam Ogren, the new Minnesota Wild draft pick, will end up playing in Edmonton while I'm up there for Team Sweden at the World Juniors, if you follow any hockey. But it could be a very interesting next couple of weeks in Canada for sports, right? The World Juniors obviously going to be a good time. And yeah, it's going to all be good. All right, here we go. Ross Stripling. He is out, so that allows Mitch White to have an opportunity in the lineup. We'll see what Mitch White can do with it in the rotation. Hopefully a good stellar couple of games he throws while Mr. Ross Stripling is on the IL. Hopefully it would be a good time for Mr. Mitch White to really come out of his shell and be a viable option down the stretch for the Blue Jays in case a pitcher goes down. It would be nice to see Mitch White be a very impactful piece of the Blue Jays this season after they acquired him from the LA Dodgers in the trade around the trade deadline. But we'll see what ends up happening here. And you see the Cats being rather annoying, but we'll battle through. And yeah, you know what? Mitch White's a guy who can get strikeouts. He has hit swing and miss stuff. So hopefully that translates tonight in the AL for Mitch White against the Minnesota Twins, in which he's just been recalled and activated for this one. Trent Thornton, thankfully, off the roster for the Toronto Blue Jays. A guy that I don't know why he's still around, but he is still around for some reason. And it looks like the U.S. at the World Juniors are sending quite the lineup out there for this World Juniors. That's quite ridiculous. They got 3 goalies. They got 5 lines of forwards and 9 defensemen. Yikes, that is crazy, dude. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah. Absolutely insane. But we'll see what happens here between this game. We'll keep our focus. There's a lot of hockey going on today, and it's got a guy like me distracted, but we'll battle through and make things happen. I promise you there. So we'll see what happens. Mitch White in with his family. They're talking all about him and really getting to know Mitch White one-on-one with Hazel May. That's for sure. I haven't seen this in depth of an interview in a while. But we're still waiting for this game to get underway at 5:13. For some reason, the first pitch is delayed. I don't know if the Twins have something going on here early on in this game, but we'll see what ends up happening once this ball game gets underway here, as we are far behind. Mitch White's going to finally maybe close out this interview. I don't know. They are really playing along, and there's Jamie Campbell, Caleb Joseph ready to get things going, hopefully for this game now at some point, because my goodness, this pregame is taking some time. And unless I misread, but I think the clock said 5:10 Mountain Time, which would be 6:10 Central, which would be game time right away. And the Twins and Blue Jays still aren't underway at 5:14. So that's got me a little worried here, but we'll battle through and figure it out. August 6th, Dylan Bundy, 6-5 on the season, 5.04 ERA, 891 innings pitched, and a $1.29 whip so far this season for Dylan Bundy. Right now, Mr. Byron Buxton, 26 home runs. Louis Arise has lost that absolute crown that he had that was up at 321 or 360 at one point. And now it's all the way down to 321. Polanco's got 49 RBIs for the Twins. Maley's the league leader in strikeouts, or team leader in strikeouts at 119. Lopez leads the team in saves all of a sudden just by joining up. That's kind of crazy to think that two big acquisitions take over big time positions in the Twins lineup. 4.52 runs per game for the Minnesota Twins, 251 batting average, 129 home runs, and a 4.01 ERA. So they are worse in all four major categories leading into this game against the Blue Jays. So hopefully the Twins can kind of change things a little bit today and really start to rack things up. Joe Ryan's still having a very good season, 8 wins on the year so far, and hopefully he can continue that form for the Twins as things go along down the stretch. But folks, we are just about ready for this one to get underway at last. I'm going to send you an ad right quick here and see if that goes again. It does, thankfully. And we'll see what happens here. A couple of players catching up with each other. Jake Cave with them. Sorry, guys. So here we go. We'll see what we can do as we push along into this game. We are up at 55 views in 16 minutes. Not a bad go here today, and I'd like to welcome everyone aboard again, as we are now just about ready for game time here between the Blue Jays and Twins. Like I said, there had to be some kind of pre-game ceremony going on because things took a little bit longer than usual to get to the start of the game, and we're still waiting for things to happen here, but we'll figure it out as we get going into this one. Like I said, it's Mitch White on the mound. He will take the mound second behind Dylan Bundy, who will come out and pitch the first little bit of the game for the Minnesota Twins. Hopefully come up with a good effort. I'd love to see Bundy come out and pitch clean. I don't care what happens to the Twins after that, but as long as Bundy comes out and has a good couple innings, I'd be really grateful. Because Bundy, you know what, I'm a big fan. Just hopefully he can turn this season around and really be clutch down the stretch, right? The last 5-6 starts of his season, I'd like him to be a big impact player. Hopefully he can be that for the Minnesota Twins. And hopefully the Twins can really get some good at-bats out of him. And hopefully it works out. As Clem's going. And let's see what we can do. All right, up to 10 views on the stream. All right, we're cashing in. We're going here. We are getting somewhere slowly but surely today, waiting for this game to get underway. Clem's just asking me a ton of questions about YouTube now that we're back monetized here on Clem Hawks. So trying to answer those as we fill in the gaps of today's broadcast and trying to get to, well, playing ball as well. It's been a long time for this game to get underway, and they've thrown me the same commercial probably 3 times in that span, but we're just waiting for things to get going. Alright, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Clem, you gotta figure this out, my man. Okay, anyway, we are ready for ball. The Twins taking the field. Here we go. Finally, we're up and ready for a ball game. There we go. Took long enough, but we are ready to rock, thankfully. Here we go. Twins, Blue Jays. Let's get this ball game underway. Man, do I look like a moron when I'm texting. Henry, welcome in. Glad to have you along. Hopefully it's a good ball game here today for the Twins. Like I said, I'm a Blue Jays fan, but let's see what happens. So we'll find out. As I said, we'll find out. Clem's just still texting me. And it is for the Blue Jays. Gurriel Jr., Guerrero Jr., Kirk, Hernandez, Bichette, Chapman, Merrifield, Biggio, and Danny Jansen, who will take over behind the plate. Everyone's batting pretty well in the Blue Jays' top 6 batters, but everything after that pretty much goes for naught. And Dylan Bundy, the starter for the Minnesota Twins, will get things rolling here tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays, hopefully having himself a good game. 5.04 ERA, 271 opponent's batting average, 891 innings pitched, 68 strikeouts, 19 walks, and a $1.29 whip. So that's a problem there for Dylan Bundy, is he's got to bring that whip down, and hopefully it'll get going. So let's see what happens here. And here we go. Dylan Bundy ready to face Lourdes Gurriel Jr., the new leadoff hitter for the Toronto Blue Jays. Pitch thrown out to Bundy. He'll fire away a ball. And we are ready to get the first at-bat of this game going. Oh, I guess. Oh, it looks like it's raining in Minnesota, too. Looks like it's raining in Minnesota. That kind of sucks to be a Twins fan today in Minnesota. And the rain really coming down, so I wonder if that's going to end up being a big impact in this ball game. We'll see what happens. And now let's see if we can't get 800 by 600. It's swung on and foul ball for strike number 1 to Mr. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And looks like I'm going to have to do some cropping as he fires it to shortstop. Fired over, Arise at first, makes the play and gets the out. So there you go. The first out of the ball game recorded as Jose Miranda makes the play, and away we go. We are off and running in this one. Let me just bring in the crop here. 135. Nope, that's left. Let's go 25 there. Let's go 35 on the right. Let's go bottom. Let's go 300. Nope, that's too much. 220. Nope, that's too much. 175. That's just perfect. And let's go to the center. Now that brings up Vladdy. Sorry guys, just forgot about this. And let's go 125. 225. And let's go 236. Nope. 248. Perfect. Golden. Done. There you go. Bingo. We got a scoreboard. We're rocking. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. at the dish. 1 out here in the first inning of play. He'll line it up the middle. And that, my friends, is a beauty looper of a base hit. Perfectly off the bat. Right up the gut. And, well, into center field for a base hit for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That'll bring up Kirk, who is going to be getting it going. And that was a lot of spin on that ball. And that was a great hit there by Vladdy to get that ball up the middle. And let's see what happens. Your keyboard's glitching, Henry. Yeah, well, my scoreboard there took a lot of work to get going, so we can both complain about computers today, can't we? As Alejandro Kirk, 302 batting average, will end up being the batter now. He will take ball 1 from Dylan Bundy, who did not like that pitch whatsoever. And now Alejandro Kirk, with 12 home runs and 40 RBIs on the season, an all-star season behind the plate, will take this at bat, a 1-0 against Dylan Bundy. And we'll see what can't be done here. It's going to be fired in from Bundy. It will be fouled off by Kirk on the curveball, or slider, whatever that was. And Alejandro Kirk, last 5 games, 0 for 13, 5 walks. So, I mean, on base 5 out of 18 times, still not necessarily bad. That's a 333 well, 300 on base percentage. But that's struggling as it might be for Alejandro Kirk, going 0 for 13, and he's still got a 302 batting average. That's not bad at all. And here we go. Let's see what goes on, as it's going to be perfectly thrown in there. Perfectly thrown in there for strike 2 by Dylan Bundy. I'd like to see that from Bundy. Throw strikes, make him swing and miss, make him work for it, and hopefully get some foul balls along the way, and away you go. That'd be good. That's what we don't mind. Alejandro Kirk sees ball 2 go wide, so a 2-2 count in the top half of the first here for Dylan Bundy. Man at first is Vladdy Guerrero Jr., 1 out in the top half of the first. Kirk in the box, taking pitches, working the count, swinging at a couple, and trying to make things happen. And now Kirk will face Bundy for this 2-2. It'll be fired in there and swung on and missed by Alejandro Kirk, who just swings right through the middle of it. And that, my friends, is strike 3, 2 out in the top half of the first. And the rain is really coming down in Minneapolis. Like, that is the most severe rain I have seen at a ball game in a while, and they are just letting them play out there. Henry, I don't know what if you're in the Minneapolis area, but if you could let me know what the weather's actually looking like in Minneapolis, that'd be greatly appreciated. 0-0 score. Hernandez batting .271, coming up to face Dylan Bundy, who's up to 9 pitches in the ball game so far, and looking to try and do something here against Dylan Bundy. Let me see if I can't turn that scoreboard a little smaller so as you can see my chin, so it doesn't look like I'm a neck chin guy. But let's go here. Hernandez, 16 home runs, 52 RBIs, still a very productive season for a guy that's at times struggled as much as he has this season for the Blue Jays. Dylan Bundy's going to fire it in. Live in St. Paul, but I'm in Wisconsin right now. Fair point. Hence why you're watching the live stream on Clemhawks. Good point, Henry. Good point. 1-0, the count, to Teoscar Hernandez. Dylan Bundy looking to get out of this inning clean, allowing 1 base hit and nothing more, hopefully, for the Minnesota Twins here. As soon as things get going, let's see what happens here as Teoscar is going to face in for the 1-0. We've been live for about 30 minutes, and we have definitely a lot more than that in watch time, so we're crushing it along here today, folks. Welcome in. I see there's 6 of you hanging out with me. Don't mind me. Like, if you want to go say hi in the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from, like Henry today, that'd be greatly appreciated. Teoscar Hernandez now in a 2-0 count against Dylan Bundy. We'll see what he can bring here. Dylan Bundy's going to go here and set, ready, fire the pitch. Ball 3. So now in danger, up 3-0 is Teoscar Hernandez of giving up a walk to the cleanup hitter for the Blue Jays and bringing up the absolutely struggling Bo Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays, who has not been having a good go of it at all lately. So Teoscar Hernandez in the absolute pouring rain, looking to try and get things going here for the Blue Jays. And you know what? He will walk, take the walk, and walk on down to first base. And man, Dylan Bundy is absolutely drenched. I don't know how long they let this go on, because I don't know if the pitchers are really going to be too impressed if they let this game go on too much longer. As, I mean, look at him. He is just soaked out there. And Bo Bichette will now come up. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. talking to a couple people out in the outfield. It's so weird seeing guys lead off bases. I play slow pitch and we're not allowed to lead off bases, so it's always weird seeing that now. Bo Bichette now is going to fire on the first pitch. Not a bad idea. If it's in the strike zone from Dylan Bundy, why not attack it? And Bo Bichette will fall behind 0-1 right away. That was a great little attack, though. Bichette batting .260 on the season for the Toronto Blue Jays now. 0-1 count to Bichette with 2 runners on, first and second, 2 outs. Dylan Bundy delivers, and he's not attacking that pitch. That was the get me over curveball from Dylan Bundy, and it works to get him up 0-2. And the Blue Jays are hitting .500 with runners in scoring position this series. So you got to like those numbers. If you're Bo Bichette, things have been successful with runners in scoring position. Why not try to further capitalize right here? And wow, absolutely goofball fooled was Bo Bichette on that curveball. Swung at it once it was in the catcher's mitt, and that will do it. 2 strikeouts for Mr. Dylan Bundy there in the first inning. That was a beauty of a first inning from Dylan Bundy. That was unreal watching that last strike. That was goofball McGundy kind of stuff from Bo Bichette on that swing. That was just ugly, absolutely just ugly. Here we go. Let's see what we got going here. Let's see what we can go. Yeah, that was a huge inning for the Twins there. Henry, you're not just a kid, and that was a massive get-go for the Minnesota Twins. A clean first inning, yeah, a walk and a hit against, but no runs. And for Dylan Bundy, that is about as important as anything, is not giving up runs early. And as long as he can continue to do that, he will be just fine as this game continues to develop. And right now, friends, we've got 1.1 hours watched on the stream, and hopefully we can continue to crush that as well, because we're having ourselves a decent little stream here today as well. So we'd like to keep that crushing, because today has been a fantastic day of views here on Clemhawks, looking to set a banner day if we could. And for the Minnesota Twins, they will come up here. TC Bear gets a little bit of love on the Blue Jays broadcast. Luis Ariz at first, Correa at short, Buxton on DH, Polanco at second, Kepler at right, Miranda at third, who's batting .273, Nick Gordon in center field batting .279, Jake Cave over in left field, and Sandy Leone at catcher tonight for the Minnesota Twins. So we'll see what ends up happening here. It's Mitch White who will come in and face the Minnesota Twins. .370 ERA this season, .237 opponent's batting average, 560 innings or 56 innings pitched. What a dummy I am. 47 strikeouts, 19 walks, and 1.25 WHIP. Yikes! I'm having a rough go there saying the stats, aren't I? Mitch White looking to capitalize here for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he'll fire it in. Buxton is not great, but mark my words, he will hit a home run today. Well, he's got 26 or something of them this season. Like to see him hit one. And I'm a huge Buxton fan. That guy is an all-around great player if he could ever really stay healthy. Luis Ariz batting 6 home runs, 34 RBIs on the season, having quite the good year. And this one's going to rise out of the zone. A 1-1 count now to Ariz, who has taken a lot of walks this year. Really got a good on-base percentage, and looking to try and keep things going here in this first inning. A positive first inning so far for the Minnesota Twins. And Mitch White, an 8.4 career Ks per 9. And of course I touched the cat and then touched my nose, so it's game over. I'll be touching my nose the rest of the stream. My apologies, folks. That is a goofball McGundy move of mine. And now Mitch White in a 2-1 count to Luis Ariz. .321 batting average for Luis, who's been pretty solid this season. Like to see him keep that batting average above .330 if he could, please. Luis Ariz will foul it back for strike 2. Nobody out here in the top half, or bottom half of the first inning, pardon me, for the Toronto Blue Jays. We're facing the Minnesota Twins at Target Field. It is absolutely pouring rain at Target Field, so I don't know if this one ends up getting called or not, because the rain is heavy. I have not seen this heavier rain at a ball game in a long time. This pitch in from Mitch White, he will fire it outside for ball 3. He knew he did not have a good grip on that ball, and that was evident right there as that ball sails way wide of the zone. Let's see what Ariz can do. Carlos Correa standing on deck here for the Minnesota Twins. And now we got to see 3-2 count to Luis Ariz, what the Minnesota Twins are going to be capable of doing here in this bottom half of the first inning. And yeah, his glove is just soaked. It is brutal weather there in Minnesota today. And this one's grounded up by Ariz. Bo Bichette up with it. He's going to fire it on to Guerrero, and that will be an out. That was a heck of a scoop there by Bichette, and a solid play to make sure he had contact with the ball in his glove. And ends up gunning out Ariz at first base. Right, Ariz isn't your prototypical speedy leadoff hitter. He's more of a contact, get on base, single walk kind of guy. And that was a good place to hit it. Just a good place by Bichette to play that ball, who had been burned a couple times by Ariz in the previous series this year. And now all of a sudden you've got Carlos Correa, the number 2 hitter, batting .268 for the Minnesota Twins, coming up to the dish and hoping to do some damage here for the Minnesota Twins. And it will be swung right through the zone by Mitch White for an 0-1 count. Nobody really moved. Nobody flinched a muscle. Just a solid take. Red light on strike one for Carlos Correa, who has 13 home runs and 37 RBIs. The rain is absolutely pouring. I'm talking, it is coming down in droves, and they are somehow still playing a Major League ball game in this. There's barely anyone in the stands, right? There's barely anyone in the stands, and they continue to keep playing ball as it is just cloudy, rainy. You can barely see the buildings in the background, and it is just brutal. The infield is just wet as all can be. And this one's going to swipe foul for Carlos Correa. So a 1-2 count now for Correa, who's looking to do some damage here in this at bat. You see the Twins fans are all in their rain gear. That's the rain ponchos for the Twins. There's barely anyone in the stands because everyone's probably under the shield taking cover and looking to stay dry tonight. Let's see what they can do, huh? 27 views now on the stream. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. We are crushing this stream now. All of a sudden, an hour and 21 watched on 36-minute stream. Not a bad go for a Minnesota Twins live stream here on Clemhawks. Let's keep it up, shall we? Let's keep the momentum going as Correa's in a 1-2 count against Mitch White. And that will be ball 2 from Mitch White. So 10 pitches in. He's got a 2-2 count and 1 out here in this inning. Wish I could be at Target Field and watch the Twins in the rain. I don't know how enjoyable watching a ball game in the rain is. I hate playing ball in the rain just because on the fields we play on, I feel like I'm going to kill myself or break my leg real bad, one of the two. But right now, ooh, what a wipeout slider from Mitch White to get Carlos Correa swinging. That was a beauty of a pitch there from Mitch White. Wow, what a wicked release. And just look at him whip that thing right there, 86 miles an hour past Carlos Correa. Swing and a miss, quite literally, from Carlos Correa. And now Mitch White will face potentially his last batter of the inning here against none other than Byron Buxton, who will draw in for his first at bat of the afternoon and look to try and do some damage. He's got a really weird batting stance, doesn't he? Swings on the first pitch, 86 miles an hour again from Mitch White. And he'll take home a first strike. And .219 batting average for Byron Buxton. Just again, when I was covering the Twins heavily here on Clemhawks earlier this year, the most frustrating thing I found with Buxton is if he could just hit .245, the Twins would be way ahead in the division. Literally, he would be pounding games for the Twins. And look at this. Rope to left field. Henry, you were 10 feet short. Byron Buxton has got himself a double, as that one just hits the edge of the warning track, and Byron Buxton's 13th double of the season. Talk about a man needing to get a hit, gets a hit. And right like that, now all of a sudden the Twins get a chance with a hitter in scoring position. Look at that, just a beauty of a swing, solid contact right through the ball, and Byron Buxton running hard, trying to figure out where that ball is, hits the middle of the warning track, the 377 sign, and Mitch White gives up a double with 2 outs, and Byron Buxton happier than heck to cash home that double, that's for sure. We'll see what that brings home for the Twins now with Jorge Polanco batting .235. You imagine, like I said, if Jorge Polanco and Byron Buxton were batting .235 apiece, or .245 apiece, the damage they could do. Buck needs to do this more, 100%. Keep the ball in the field, get those doubles, get up there, use your legs, and really be an effective player on the base paths. That's Byron Buxton if he can get on base more. Polanco .235 on the season. He needs to be hitting .245 though, my friends, desperately. And here comes the pitch, and Polanco will foul it back for strike one. And finally, after all of that, my cat is tired of me. And yeah, they're showing the replay of Buxton giving all his gear to Vladdy Guerrero Jr. And there comes Conger out and giving up the equipment from Vladdy. So here we go, folks. A 1-1 count to Jorge Polanco. And Mitch White looking to get out of this inning here right now And he'll serve up soft serve ice cream top of the zone. Polanco's not chasing after it. And a lefty looking for something like that, that's a tough go. And Polanco has got 235 batting average, 14 home runs, and 49 RBIs on the season. Not having a bad season himself at all. And he'd like to try and keep that going right here, right now, against Mitch White, who would love to get out of this inning. And Polanco, well, the soft serve ice cream comes hard serve ice cream upstairs. And that will be swung on and missed from Jorge Polanco to push the count to 2-2. The Twins struggling with runners in scoring position, 3 for 18 this series, and looking to do some damage here in the 19th at bat with runners in scoring position. We'll see what happens here. Polanco 2-2, 2-0 to man at 2. And now this one. Coming up high of the zone, 3-2 from Mitch White. And his jersey is just soaked. Full count, 3-2. What do you got going on with Buxton? Are you trying to create chaos on the ground? Maybe send the runner from second? Really try something here. But man, oh man, Rocco Baldelli, his beard's looking solid. That's a pretty good beard going on there. Beard game strong. And now Polanco. It is really dark at target field too. And Polanco will foul that one back out of play. Knew he didn't get a hold of it, so he just watches it sail on out of play. There's a couple of Twins fans fighting for the ball. They're happy to come up with it. Or are those Blue Jays fans? That looks like a Blue Jays fan section. And the lights are in full effect, but they are not doing anything at target field to keep those lights from darkening the field. Here we go. Mitch White throws the pitch. Swung on by Polanco. Foul ball. Comes right back to the first base coach. All right, game on. And we'll see what happens going here. Mitch White threw 20 pitches. The broadcast is saying pretty much as advertised. I don't think you could expect any more from Mitch White, a guy that's going to give you replacement level pitching, and that's exactly what he's given the Minnesota Twins from the Blue Jays mound so far in this inning, that's for sure. And let's see what ends up happening here. And sounds like supper's almost ready, so we'll get through this first inning and we will close off the stream and call it a day of live stream. And I'll get outside, finish cleaning my car, and away we go. So here we go. Jorge Polanco, 3-2 count against the Minnesota Twins ledger. And Polanco jumps all over that. He was roping that for a double scoring run. But nothing there for the Minnesota Twins, unfortunately. So let's see what goes on here. I absolutely love rain, but not to play baseball, but it's okay to play wiffle ball. I imagine wiffle ball would be pretty interesting in the rain, especially because that ball is so light. You could definitely get some weird hits going. And look at just how chewed up that rubber is. Oh my goodness. How are these guys doing this in this rain? I hope it's at least warm, but it's probably miserable out there. And that one fired on. Polanco in a battle with White, just absolutely battling him tooth and nail here. I'm liking this battle, that's for sure. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Mitch White and Jorge Polanco in this at-bat. See what happens. Standing on deck. And here we go. Mitch White's glove completely soaked. And this one popped up by Polanco back to Whit Merrifield, and he's chasing it. He doesn't know where it is, but he catches the ball. And folks, it sounds like supper time. Sounds like the Smokies are off the grill. A 9-pitch at bat for Jorge Polanco gets the job done. I'm Yak. This is Clem Hawks. I wish I could stay longer, but I am up on out of here.